Okay, I had to come back on because this is freaking serious business. I was watching the thing before when we had the US Nationals, when they choose the person who the people who go to the Olympics. Now, the guys were, it was Nathan, Vincent, Jason, and Ilya, and 3 get to go, right? So it was a tough choice. All I knew was I felt bad, but I really felt like Ilya, who I didn't know before that competition, needed to go because he skated great. He skated awesome. And I felt like he showed up on the day, and if you really did nationals like Olympic trials, then he should have had a spot. But the way they choose over a bunch of other stuff, and he's young and he hasn't had enough maybe competitions in the normal rankings there, or whatever you have that you call it, the doohickeys. So anyway, I'm on the Tweety, and Jackie Wong posts, it says 16 minutes ago, as part of yesterday's regular COVID-19 screening, Vincent Zhuo tested positive. Excuse me, I got a cough. See what happens? Under the guidance of the US OPC medical staff, Zhuo is undergoing additional testing to confirm his status. If the results are negative, Zhuo will be able to compete in the men's short program, which begins Tuesday. At this time, we ask you to respect his privacy as we await the results. Now, Tuesday, as far as I know, in American time, is tomorrow night, because while we were just watching, it said that the men's short program will be on NBC tomorrow night at 11:55 p.m. So, when they have the Olympics, they have alternates, and Ilya was an alternate. And I'm like, well, where the hell is he? Because if he's in Beijing, then he could go. If Zhao comes in positive again and he's not able to skate, is that going to be a wasted spot? Where the heck is the kid? It's because I'm on Twitter looking, and it doesn't seem like anybody knows if he went to Beijing or what the plan was. I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm going to feel really bad, because I really felt like he had the spot, or he should have had a spot, and either Jason or Vincent should have stayed home. Now, as far as the skaters go, and Jason is pretty much my favorite. Like I said, I would have adopted him. My mom loved him. We saw him first when we went to Skate America back in Detroit. That's the first time we ever saw him, and he was great. And then we got to see the big river dance that was up in Boston. We were there for that. So there's no way I didn't want Jason to go. It was a bad auto accident. But worst come to worst, if it had been him or Ilya, for me, I wouldn't want to make that decision. I don't really know Vincent Zhuo very well. I've watched him skate before. He's not one of my favorites or anything like that. But I wasn't saying he didn't deserve. To me, this is how it is. But, because I would have left Nathan home, because I'm not a fan of Nathan. Obviously, nobody in their right mind would do that. I'm not in my right mind. But I really felt bad, because I felt like the kid showed up on the day, and when you do that, when you show up on the day and you score so big, you should have won yourself a spot. So for me, the people choosing who should go should have made the tough decision between Jason and Vincent. They didn't. They went with the older people and probably said, the kid will have more time later on. Now Vincent, I think it's 24 hours before the competition. If I'm to believe NBC schedule, it's saying that he has tested positive. I'm looking at Twitter waiting for Twitter to tell me where he is, if he's in Beijing or what. Phil Hirsch is just repeating the news.
The Beijing Winter Olympics, sponsored locally by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Meet the Olympic coach who calls Cranston his home, Tuesday at 11 on NBC 10.
This is serious. I'm looking for more information. I wasn't going to come back on. I was all done, I thought. Let's see if they announce it on here.
On NBC, thanks for staying up with us. We have news in the last half hour on a couple of fronts. This just into us from U.S. figure skating.
Yep.
As part of yesterday's regular COVID screening, Vincent Zhuo tested positive. Zhuo is undergoing additional testing.
Now, he was in the team event.
His status.
He could have contaminated everybody.
He'll be able to compete in the men's short program, which we have for you tomorrow night here
Yeah,
on NBC.
see,
There's the
tomorrow
statement
night.
from U.S. figure skating. Call your attention to the middle. Zhuo is undergoing that additional testing to confirm his status. Heading into Beijing, Zhuo, who just won a silver medal with the U.S. in the team event, was considered a medal contender for the men's event. So we'll continue to monitor that. Also, related news.
Explain to me.
COVID is reportedly the
Mike.
reason behind a delay in the women's hockey game between the Russian Olympic.
Explain to me what has happened.
Canada. The game was supposed to start an hour ago.
Where is anybody? Is there somebody there? Is Ilya there?
Screen here. So COVID continues to be part of the background of these Beijing games. All right, still to come on our plan tonight, the always exciting men's downhill, and I'll chat with three-time Olympic medalist.
Why can't we just find out if he's there or not, or if he's nearby?
Now, the final of men's snowboard slopestyle. It features three Americans, including the defending gold medalist, Red Gerard, Todd Harris, and Todd Richards, here with the call.
2018 slopestyle gold medalist Red Gerard is back to defend his title. But in today's final, he will be pushed to the absolute brink as 11 other world-class riders from 6 different nations look to take the crown.
Somebody tell me.
Get Team Snow Park, 12 athletes
Tell me. Nobody seems to know. Does this kid have... I was checking to see if this kid has a
with your best run.
Twitter.
Another very cold day here in China, but it's actually substantially warmer than it has been over the past few days, with a current temperature of around 13 degrees. 3 Americans qualified for today's final, led by the defending champion from Silverthorne, Colorado, Red Gerard, Chris Corning, also out of Colorado, and Sean Simons from Hood River.
Somebody said if he's home, he's about an hour from my home. And then the next person said, can you pick him up and drive him to China?
So now at 21 years of age, 4 years removed from when he won that dramatic gold medal in Pyeongchang on his final run, Red Gerard sets to
He looked like he had a fever.
that gold here at the Genting Snow Park. His family back home in Silverthorne, and they are a large family. The youngest Olympic snowboarding gold medalist. The story, the legend, Todd, I guess continues to grow as the rumor is that he overslept. He says, I didn't really oversleep. Maybe I was a little late. Had to borrow a jacket because he couldn't find his. And then he pops up there casually. And I guess he just wasn't aware of how big the deal was. But he just went out and rode his snowboard like he usually does in the backyard. And he rode it to gold.
He did ride it to gold, but you know something that has happened in those past 4 years since 2018 is he knows, you know, more of what the weight of the Olympics can bring. So does that hamper him? He came out yesterday. He was the first rider to go in qualifying and absolutely smashed it. And I expect the same from Red.
Where is he?
It's super consistent. Switch
I'm gonna check Instagram, see if this kid has an Instagram. God.
The judges like it when you utilize all of the obstacles in different and unique ways. Red getting it going. Coming into the rider's left side of the Twisted Sisters with a 16-20 switch backside. So upping the ante from last night. Big carve in here.
I mean, I don't like to follow kids.
Into the matrix jump. Now down into the bottom. What is this going to be? Probably a
I
backside.
forgot to spell this kid's name.
And it is.
Malin.
Getting his campaign started to hunt down that goal for the second time.
Okay, let's see. There's a hashtag for him
Cold day in China. Look at those numbers, 16-20 and 10-8.
on Instagram.
Final jump, Todd, a 16-20. His 8 siblings, look at this reaction. Loving it.
You know, Red he's really good under Check this out right
To
here.
the great
180 up,
crowd.
clearing some distance, setting his edge, switch backside 540 off. It's hard to get that combo perfect. You're taking a big risk by going over there, Jim, onto that hut. Now watch this right here. Dropping that shoulder. Rotating.
Oh, because you know it's stupid, bro.
Backside 1620.
I was hoping.
Comes around on this, and the last rotation sets it down perfectly on his
I was
heel.
hoping somehow the kid would get a shot.
And then into the smallest rotation he does here, the double front side 1080. 3 rotations, 2 dips of that front shoulder, and then into the 1620 off of this bottom jump. We saw yesterday in both the men's and the women's competition, it was really easy for people to overshoot this jump.
I'm not finding anything for this kid.
American Red Gerard with the first round flex goes into first place with an 83.25. Todd, his riding is so much more mature than it was 4 years ago when they were loving it in Silverthorne.
There's nothing. There's nothing. So what are we gonna do? I wanted this kid to go in the first place. I feel so bad. If he's not there or close by on standby, which is the whole point of an alternate, but it's tomorrow night. It's less than 24 hours now.
Olympic Games debuted at 16 when he finished 30th in the half pipe in 2010.
Oh my god.
Switch 540 off of that shred shed feature as well. So 180 up.
What a nightmare. Like I said, and Vincent was in that team area with the rest of the team.
Right there. So just with that small mistake, Stolly knows that he has to go back up and get it going on run number 2. Now,
I don't know. I hope Billy is there. I hope he's there.
here it is.
He deserves a shot.
Ball